Hi everyone, this is Megan Griffin, the showrunner for Once Upon a Monster of the Week. We are so glad you took your time to listen to our podcast, and we hope you enjoyed today's episode. I just wanted to really quick say thank you to everyone who has voted for us, and everybody who could just go really quick vote for us in the Audioverse Awards. We are up for new podcast nominations, and while we don't expect to win against the number of amazing audio dramas that we're up against, any vote would be great. I'll drop a link in our show notes if you could check it out there. And yeah, thank you for listening and enjoy our show.
This bitch is trust. This bitch is ready for U-Haul.
Dear Princess Celestia, today I tamed the wild beast.
Norman helped. Friendship was magic.
I do take a moment I'm a little breathless, and I look at Kathy and I go, great teamwork.
Oh God, is your shoulder bleeding?
Proud of you. Don't look at me. Look at that. That's why God gave me two shoulders. I'll be fine.
Oh no.
Jesus Christ. Is Maud still on the porch?
This is Once Upon a Monster of the Week. Reddington, where love is love is love is love. As long as CB is not around. Welcome back, dear listeners. When we last left our plucky Parks and Rec crew, CB had just called Kathy, Maud, and Norman onto Farmer Jeffrey's porch to warn them about a monster on the edge of the woods at the end of the pasture. The bad news is that the same monster spooked the already traumatized unicorns. Note to self, find Reddington a unicorn therapist? Anyways, and now they are thundering, rumbling towards the team. It's not great. The good news is that before the unicorns reach CB and Jeffrey's yard, they see a second creature standing behind everyone else on the porch and veer towards the safety of their stable. Wait, there's a creature behind everyone? Okay, maybe that's not good news, but it is, I guess, a good thing that CB recognizes the signs of potential prey fleeing a predator and turns towards the porch.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
The teethies are out. The eyes are reflecting porch light. It's really great. I set up a great tableau.
So CB's got a particular glow in their eye. Is it kind of enchanting? I'm still blaming blood sugar.
What CB sees behind the others could only describe as being, well, a weird deer? Let me see if I can explain this. A deer, well, they're pretty domestic these days, right? And so I'm sure you've seen one. But have you seen one with extra teeth? And where its eyes are not quite where they should be, they're a little more facing forward. And a deer that is uncomfortably tall compared to the other deers you have. One that, instead of fleeing from you or staring at you like a domesticated deer, instead gives you a look like you are the prey.
Baby fucking Jesus in the grown one too. What the fuck?
That should get everyone else's attention.
I turn around at a respectful, non-threatening pace, like a guidance counselor pace.
10 minutes later, we get to 90 degrees.
It's like average. No, like when you're watching a video from the dodo and somebody's like approaching a dog that's been like on its own for a while, like that kind of pace.
You're gonna horse girl it?
I am gonna horse girl it.
You're gonna go like, shh, shh. You're the only one who understands me, Winnie Weather.
Oh no.
We're gonna have to save the farm.
Well, is that not what we're doing? I turn around, I take in this gangly gentleman. Oh, that's just like a guy. That's just like a funny guy.
A little dapper.
A deer, but oh God, kill it with fire.
For those who cannot see this group, let's start with how tall everybody is.
Normal teenage girl height.
Taller than Kathy.
Yeah.
4'9", probably.
Norman is 5'8", which I believe is the exact American average for men.
Okay, I think we can all agree that the group is smaller than the 6-foot-tall knot deer.
Wow, I get to be the tallest one in the party until this guy got here. I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna take in this gentleman and I'm gonna say, "Hi there."
Maud vomits.
Queen!
That's not about you. That she had some bad food earlier.
As Maud leans over to throw up, CB is knocked over by a quick-moving animal on all 4 feet, who grabs Kathy, while the other creature grabs Norman. CB, you are on the ground, but you have not taken any damage. Maud, you're doing great!
In what way has Norman been grasped? Like King Kong style around the waist, or like in the jaws?
Norman could have just blacked out and not asked, but instead, we now all get to know that Norman was picked up in the knot deer's jaws.
Okay.
That's what you get for being curious.
No, I bet Theo loves that.
How dare you?
I'm gonna lunge at them I'm gonna lunge at the one that's holding Kathy with my cane. And I want to try to whack it. I'm going to say, put her down, she's my ride.
Maud takes her cane and starts whacking this creature. In shock, the knot deer drops Kathy and runs away.
Ow! My ass!
Yeah, get out of here. Shoot. It got off your lawn.
Norman still has his golf club, I do believe.
Oh God, help us all.
And I think even in the midst of being sort of gummed, sort of jawed.
Those are teeth, Norman. What are you talking about? Those are definitely teeth.
I was trying to make it sound nicer. Yeah, he's being bitten. He's actively being devoured. He has a strong grip on his putter, but he is gonna, extend one more olive branch, and he's like, I really don't have to, I don't want to have to do this. I do think we can talk this out or communicate this out, but if you don't put me down, I am going to have to resort to violence self-defense, and I don't think either one of us is going to like it, and see how that works out. I will take one hand off of my putter and put like one hand up in sort of a, surrender pose, but the other one is still on the golf club.
Maud is behind him, giving the monster that he's talking to a very threatening look and holding her cane in a defensive position.
Maud is apparently the scariest thing these knot deer have ever seen. It doesn't let Norman go, but it does back up a little.
Okay.
And is definitely now growling.
I want to see if CB can get up and just use the fact that they're pretty fucking tough to bull rush this thing and shove it into the house, because obviously, number one, it's a more enclosed space, and number two, there's more shit that it could run into, damage itself with. It's easier to corner. And also, I don't really care if this person's house gets destroyed. That's the way it sometimes is.
And you know how well a cornered animal reacts. It's like they say, it's always easier to fight.
There's like more of us than it. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it.
We don't know that.
You put too much faith in us.
CB takes off after this creature, throwing it through the door, destroying the porch and door a good bit, before shoving the knot deer through a wall or table or somewhere it just cannot escape.
Yeah, when I said bull rush, I meant fucking bull rush.
CB doesn't quite go through the entire house, but it's definitely a lot more damage than it was. Another wall gets taken out, this time harming CB just a little bit.
CB, he just put me down. I was establishing a rapport.
I'm establishing a new location.
This is not going as well as I had hoped it would.
The knot deer just got knocked through some walls, taking some damage. It's definitely dazed, but mostly uninjured, and is knocked over at this time.
Well, this might be Gina being very stupid, but I'm gonna try this. So Kathy's up. Her ass is fine now. It's been a couple turns. I think it's okay.
We did it, Reddit.
Kathy's gonna run in. She'll see that the deer is on the ground, that CB was able to get the deer there, and it's kind of dazed. Kathy, is there anything something maybe like rope or something loose, because Kathy would like to try.
I'm sure they're like on the level of goats where there are some magical unicorn rodeo events or something. He's a fucking roping champion.
Kathy's gonna take the rope, whatever that is, and she wants to try to get on top of this creature and at least try to get, like, probably the top limbs and just see if she can tie them up so it can't be mean.
Oh, just like in How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Can Norman try to help out with this? Because I think Norman has probably seen, like some YouTube how-tos about how to bathe like a reluctant cat, and you put him in a towel, and there's probably like a throw blanket on one of the couches.
I love that.
So Norman is fine. He helps out as Kathy tackles and ties up this creature. Lassos this creature?
This bitch is trussed. This bitch is ready for U-Haul.
Dear Princess Celestia, today I tamed the wild beast.
Norman helped. Friendship was magic.
I do take a moment I'm a little breathless, and I look at Kathy and I go, great teamwork.
Oh God, is your shoulder bleeding?
Proud of you. Don't look at me. Look at that. That's why God gave me 2 shoulders. I'll be fine.
Oh no.
Jesus Christ. Is Maud still on the porch?
No, Maud followed everybody inside, but now she's... What do we... Okay, now you've got it all tied up, and, what the fuck do we do with it now? It doesn't... Do you speak English?
Maud, that is so reductive.
Okay, well, it's not gonna speak to us.
Well, that's how anyone responds to you, Maud, so I don't think that's hardly fair.
That's fair.
CB's kind of eyeing it like, you know when you think you like see a piece of food in the fridge and you're like, is this gone bad? Is that mold or is that just like ice from the fridge being too cold? And you're trying to decide if you're actually gonna go for it. That's how CB is looking at this thing.
There has to be a humane way to address this.
It is not human.
There has to be an ethical way to address this?
It doesn't read can't.
So you were saying it can't read? Is that pretty funny? I'm just trying to lighten the mood.
If it gets hungry, feed it him first.
Okay. I'm sensing some tension here. Maybe, okay. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I mostly do clerical work. This is a little outside my pay grade, but I'm so excited to be, experiencing this for the first time with such good company.
That's great. Maybe you can get a stack of papers and beat it to death.
That sounds kind of cruel and slow.
What the fuck do you think we're looking at? It's a danger to society, I guess.
Okay, Kathy, I don't have time left enough to let this play out. What are we doing with it?
No. Oh, Maud, don't say that. You're a...
Maud, did you close the door?
Maud, did you close the door when you came in?
Maud, where's the door?
What door?
Maud's just hiding the door behind her back.
As Kathy was the one to wrangle and tie up the knot deer, with some help from Norman and CB, of course, the group asks Kathy what they're going to do next.
CB is threatening it with its life, so...
CB notices the smell of the creature intensifying as the second one comes around the corner. CB artfully dodges out of the way as the second knot deer comes to save its partner.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Love wins.
Kathy was still kind of on top of this deer, kind of making sure it's all tied up. And she notices the tied up one reacts. Like probably, like, its eyes dart kind of behind me or something. And I notice. So Kathy does a super awesome barrel roll. Or I don't know. She just dives out of the way.
She backflips off of the antlers.
She does a somersault and knocks her head on the coffee table.
Thunk.
I'm not hurt. It's fine.
Don't worry about it.
It's fine. The creature throws Maud and Norman to the side. That being said, Norman is now definitely unstable.
Now is Norman Newman unstable human?
Okay, you guys. I'm feeling a little less full of vital fluids than I would prefer to be. And so, well, I would prefer... sorry, I'm trying to think and the words keep coming out viscous. I would really prefer if there is a happy ending to this, because what if these things mate for life? That would be so sad if we accidentally offed one of them. But again, if I may share how I'm feeling on the brink of consciousness. And I'm going to trust you all as my partners and as my friends to handle this as best as you can. Is it dizzy in here?
They're being so patient.
While everyone is focusing on Norman, who again is just not doing well, the other knot deer is trying to get the rope off of the knot deer that's tied up. You know, we can just call it knot deer number 1.
All right, I look at CB and I say, handle it. And Kathy goes over to Norman and tries to see if she can take him and try to get him to the car that she still has right out front.
I'm gonna help. I'm gonna go under the other shoulder, and I'm gonna scream at the deer. I'm gonna say, yeah, that's right. Get out of here and tell him who sent you.
Maud, shut up, we're sneaking.
Oh, fuck.
We can't leave them in there alone. They're an arts major. They don't hurt you with hands. They use their words.
They're talking about themselves.
CB says, fuck it, I have to do everything here myself, and pulls out their .38 revolver, which they have. It's a little purse gun. It's so cute. So a fun
Big
thing...
fucking bottom energy.
You're almost unconscious. You don't get opinions. So a fun thing about CB is that a part of their deeply mysterious and interesting backstory is that the undisclosed location and environment where they grew up meant that there was a lot of hunting and fishing and general firearms use for, you know, stuff that you need a firearm for. So they've got not too shabby aim. So they are going to try and get the non-tied up, not deer thing through the eye with their little purse gun. Because if there's one thing this old sport knows about hunting and fishing, it's that if you get that sucker through the eye, it's going to go right through the brain and you have got yourself dinner.
Kick some ass. Kick some ass.
You better not let it slip out loud that CB knows how to fish, because you know who's going to be all over that.
Yeah, I live in a nightmare every day.
As CB hits it directly through the eye, everybody hears the gunshot. Except the not tied up knot deer, who is now dead.
Oh my god, what if they mate for life?
Look, this is...
You hear the deer give out a very sad bleat, and Norman just knows. In the depths of his heart.
This is just
Oh,
like
God.
Bambi.
Yeah.
Is it just like Bambi?
No, it's gayer, but does that really add anything to the journey?
They both have antlers.
Maud
Oh.
sticks her head out the window and says, CB, get your ass in here.
What the fuck am I supposed to do with the other one?
Just leave it.
I have trunk space. I drive a minivan.
God fine! And CB reholsters their gun, gives the one that's tied up a look that's just like, I'm gonna be back for you, and I'm gonna see if that shit's ice or mold. And hurries on over to the car.
I'm probably so good to drive. My right arm feels fine.
Is Norman bleeding?
Norman's bleeding profusely, I think.
Oh shit. Okay, then CB's gonna have to walk home.
No, why are they sulking? Why we just did our...
CB
No.
looks at Norman, who is now bleeding onto the passenger seat, and is just like, I'm going to take the scenic road.
Okay, you know what? Everybody cools off in their own way.
Kathy is on their way to the hospital.
Maud shoved Kathy into the other seat.
Oh my god.
Go, Grandma!
Kathy revs the keys, and the moment she does, you just yeet her.
Yup.
Norman is in the passenger seat, but he thinks he's driving.
So wait, did you yeet me over to the other passenger seat on top of Norman?
No, I think I pushed your face backwards into the back seat.
Oh god.
I
think I have a nosebleed.
I'm pulling out my cell phone. I'm pulling it out of my belt clip, but it's hard because it's on my left hip, and I have to reach over with my good arm because my shoulder's fucked up. And I'm gonna beep boop beep boop boop, make a call and probably leave a message because it's late at night.
Oh, Maud thinks that he's on the he's on the phone with CB, and she goes, "Is that CB? Is that CB? Tell him to hurry up and meet us back at the City Hall or whatever the fucking."
Where are you driving us to? Oh god, it's not stopping. It's not stopping.
Oh, we're going to the hospital.
Oh, Maud, I can't afford the hospital. I'm a civic servant.
Well, you figure this out. I hope that there's like a hard cut to like CB standing like still in the dark in the middle of fucking nowhere, and they just kind of like look down at the ground, sigh, take out a cigarette, light it, and start walking.
You see, CB actually won't give me their phone number. We do this funny recurring bit where I say, "Hey, buddy, I should add you to my contacts." And they, while they are looking at their phone, will say, "I don't have a phone." And it's really funny. You had to be there, though.
Instead of CB, dear listener, Norman has actually called Finn on one of their many, many lines. I have to ask, which phone line was it?
What number does Norman have?
Which one is the most likely to have been on file at the school?
Oh, at the school? Oh, no. Oh, no. They have the phone. No, they have a phone in their childhood home. You're calling their parents' phone. They are living in their parents' house, but you're calling their parents' phone.
Uh-oh.
Their parents are retired to Florida, so Fen does live in this house alone.
Okay.
But yeah, you're calling their home phone, which I don't think anybody calls.
The landline goes off and Fenn's like, what the fuck is that?
By the time Finn realizes that the forgotten house phone is ringing, the answering machine has picked up.
Hi, you've reached the Green Residence. This is Fen. I can't come to the phone right now, but leave me a message and I'll get back to you. If it's urgent, try the newspaper or my cell phone. And if you're looking for my parents, they did move to Florida a few years ago, so you can contact them there for anything related to taxes or registration or...
Hi, Fen. Hi, Fen.
Whatever.
Is it going?
Bye.
Hi, Fennel Cake. Fennelton. It's Norma. It's your friend. Sorry, can I start over? Hi, Fen. It's Norman from the town, from your friend. We got one for you, and it's big and animal, and I know you love that sort of thing up at your... Wow, I do not have the regular amount of sort of human juice in me right now, so please be nice to me. I'm doing my best. Call me back when you get this. I hope you're well. I hope this email finds you well. I hope all your dreams come true. I hope that research is so good for you, and I hope that you get everything on your Christmas list, and I hope that we get to the doctor soon. And I love you, and I'll talk to you so soon. Kiss your wife and family for me, or anybody's wife and family for me.
At this point, the voicemail is saying, if you are satisfied with your message, please press 1.
Did I say I love them already? You guys, did I say that?
3 times at least.
3 times at least. I will press 1.
Where is CB headed to specifically?
It's been a fucking day and a half. They've had to turn down 2, possibly 3 free meals. CB goes to the boardwalk. 2 birds, 1 stone. Why the fuck not? Let's go drink some weed dealer flag.
At the boardwalk, there is a closed-down amusement park with a big sign that says, "Do not enter." Underneath exists a different kind of marketplace. That's right, listeners. We have found the darker side of Reddington, my friends. This is definitely not a part of town that Norman would normally go to.
I just want to make it really clear that while CB walks past the do not enter sign, they do flip at the bird. No one can see this, but they do it because it's the principle of the thing.
Of course.
As CB ventures under the boardwalk, they come up to a guy who has a bunch of people sitting around his establishment.
Joe Positive.
Did you say Joe?
That didn't even take 3 seconds. I'm on a roll today. I built a desk. I'm doing puns. I have become my father. I'm gonna go watch Ken Burns country music after this.
Based on CB knowing the name of this bar, I assume this is not their first time at this place.
Oh God, no. No, do you think that they're really just gonna go on killing and slaughtering innocent people every single day? No. Sometimes a girlie wants DoorDash, and there isn't DoorDash for human beings. So we go to the bar. Someone should invent that. Not in real life.
At CB's arrival, Joe looks up.
Hey, CB, you here for your regular tonight?
Joe, my sweet Joe, it has been such a motherfucking day. You would not possibly believe. Could you do me one eensy little favor and just not judge me? Not that you're in any place to judge, whatsoever, at any point. But I will just take the strongest possible fucking shit you have, and a blanket when I pass out. 2 things.
I got some college kids on fall break that have been drinking tequila all week.
Do you have anyone who's doing Molly right now?
I do. Head on upstairs.
Thank you. You are the only person in this fucking town I respect. And they head upstairs kind of like like a drunk college girl at a party who just like really desperately doesn't want to like confront her ex-boyfriend who's downstairs doing a kegger. Like that kind of like body pattern. Don't do drugs, kids. Except the legal ones.
Are you really sure I really have to do this? Fine. If you're like me, you drive wherever you damn well please. And if you're like me, you've had your vehicle hidden away by a self-appointed authoritarian mystery local government. And if you're like me, you're required to attend a bullshit 8-week driving course to learn what you already know. But if you're like me, you don't have time for petty redundant classes because you have a life. Go figure. So you agree to give an ad read for them to knock off 4 of those weeks because I need my damn Vespa back. Reddington's driver education. Here for you whether or not you asked. Alright, that's what you agreed to, right?
I'm not passed out yet, because I have a very high constitution. That's what I was always told as a youngster. Hey, let's talk about the Constitution. I think it's outdated. What do you guys think? I really cherish this time we have together. I'm really sorry if I'm dominating the conversation right now. I feel like I'm not receiving as much as I am giving, but I do think that if I stop talking, I will stop seeing and being awake. So I'm going to allow myself that luxury right now, and when I am well, when I am feeling my best and favorite self, maybe I can pay that back to you, and you guys can talk to me. So my thoughts on the Constitution is, Dusty. Dusty. Get it on out of here. Let's all just agree to be nice to each other. That sounds really nice. Is that ambulance for me? You guys can hear an ambulance too, right? Is that just me? I'm getting very sleepy. I would even say tired. And it's, this is... Yeah, I don't feel so good. This is going to be really good for my personal perspective, because now, when something upsetting happens, I'll think, hey, Norman, Mr. Newman, and I'll say, hey, now Mr. Newman was my father, my father's dead, was my father, call me Norman, and I'll say, okay, Norman, and I say, what is it? My dearest friend, my closest companion, my compadre, my buddy, my chum, my mate. And I'll say to myself, this is pretty bad, this thing is happening right now that you find so deeply upsetting, but remember that time, that gangly, fella from the woods, cut open your shoulder meat real bad, and all of that blood and plasma came out of you, and you didn't feel so good for a long time. You remember that? I'll say, yeah, I do remember that. And then I'll think, well, this isn't as bad as that. And I think that's going to be really good for me to have that metric. And I'm really looking forward to being on the other side of this as like a stronger and more emotionally intelligent person. This feels very bad to me. I would love to not be feeling the things that my body is registering right now. And that's okay. That's okay. You know, pain is the body rejecting sensation, and my body can reject one thing that my head and heart also accepts. And I know that seems, I don't feel very good. I know that seems counterproductive or paradoxical, but I can do both. I contain multitudes, and both can be true. We shouldn't go to the hospital, though. I really can't. Guys, I can't afford to go to the hospital. I cannot afford to go to the hospital. We should go, though. We should go through a drive-thru, because I'm feeling a little peckish. And what's, like, hungry, but for wellness. I want to feel better. I don't feel very good. I really don't feel very good. We should maybe pull over. I could stand to throw up if it pleases the court, if it's alright with the town council and everything. Hey, what's up with those guys, right? Those guys are fucking wild. This getting pretty dizzy in here pretty fast.
As Maud is speeding across town to the hospital, Finn returns Norman's phone call.
And Norman picks up the phone and says, "Hello."
Hi.
"Hello. It's Norman Human. Normal Human, what can I do for you?"
Hi. Norman, I thought so. Norman Newman.
Who's this?
This is Fen. You just called me a little bit ago?
No, I don't think so. I called Morgan a little bit ago.
No, you called me. I could play it back for you if you want.
Are you sure?
You called me fennel cakes?
Yeah, that must have been you. Because that'd be pretty silly if I called Morgan fennel cakes, because where's the joke, right? Where's the joke?
I mean, I don't know what your relationship with Morgan is. You were calling about something that you have? Some kind of animal?
Oh! Yeah, no, it is the craziest. Oh, God, how much time do you have, right? We're actually going to the hospital right now, so we don't have that much time. Yeah, no, I had intended to call Morgan. Hey, how are you?
I mean, I'm good.
How have you been? I feel like I haven't seen you since graduation.
No.
You've gotten so tall, I bet.
I have not.
I bet you have.
Norman, I have not gotten very tall. You
yeah,
know
I was
this.
just trying. I had meant to call Morgan because we got this creature on the well, he's out here. They're out here. I don't mean to gender the creature. I didn't get the chance to ask. And you know how they are about the lab and what have you. So that's where that is so funny. That is so fun. That's like a funny little twist of fate that I called you instead. To be fair, I've lost a lot of blood. Like, not too much. Maybe too much.
You've lost a lot of... Why were you calling Morgan if you've lost...
Well, I'm not driving, so it's, let's use our time efficiently, right? It might be a lot of blood, and I'm getting a little scared. And I know I'm like an adult figure to you, so I probably shouldn't be freaking you out. But you've always had like a very iron will, and you've always been a good kid. And I'm sure you're a good adult now. Again, haven't really seen you since graduation. That hurts my heart a little bit. Would love to know how you're doing. It's a lot of blood. I'm getting a little scared.
Maud, well, I have so many questions. Is Maud actually taking Norman to the hospital? Wait, I need to check the paperwork. Is Maud allowed at the hospital? This may just be a good chance for her to loot some supplies.
I don't think Maud was gonna, loot the hospital. I assume that's where we were going. Valid assumption, but...
But now that you bring it up...
Well, I thought she was gonna go to the hospital.
Would Maud just maybe take Norman home?
Maud's got painkillers, right?
Oh, that's true. Maud does have
I think Maud has a lot more than painkillers.
Hey, you know what though, guys? People in the past, like in the historic days of Reddington, thought bloodletting was really good for you. This used to be medicine. I'm the healthiest I've ever been.
Okay. I guess we're going to City Hall, or whatever the office space is.
The Parks and Rec Center?
Yeah, Parks and Rec Center.
Is Fen still on the phone?
Have you hung up?
I don't remember. Hey, Fen, how are you?
I think the question might be, how are you? And I think the answer is bad.
Oh, can't complain, right? Who would listen, right?
Norman, are you going to the hospital? You've said that a couple of times. I hope you are.
We had been sort of kicking around the idea of going to the hospital, and I think it's a bit much. It's probably gonna be fine.
We're not
where
going to the hospital,
go?
Norman. We're going to the City Hall. I've got meds. I know how to take a gunshot wound. This is maybe not that, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna go to the... Sorry, did you hear that? Could you hear that on your end, Fen?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah, so we're going back to the office, which is great, because I do think I still have half a Diet Coke in my mini fridge, and that's medicine enough, right? For old Mr. Newman, right?
Do you want me to call Morgan for you? I think I have their contact information.
Would you do that for me? Would you do that? Because my one arm is not dialing very well right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they typically treat humans, but in this case, unless you want me to get Barry, but he normally treats dead people.
He does, and he's so good at it. And I love it. Hey, let's have a second to celebrate Barry. You know, let's send some good vibes out there. Everybody in the car, celebrate Barry with me, right? Hey, Barry, contrary, this one's for you. I'm not feeling very well.
At this point, the group pulls up to the town hall.
Hey, Fen, I'm at work. I gotta go. I love you so much, buddy. I'll talk to you later, okay?
Before Barnabas gets a day named after him somehow.
Hey, you be good, okay?
Ben's just hanging up and calling Morgan because they don't want to deal with this.
All right, bye-bye.
Maud, Kathy, and Norman are back at the Parks and Rec Center at the town hall. Last time we were here, Kathy left abruptly. Very angrily.
Didn't trust those offices. Did not trust them.
Did we even see Kathy's office?
No, I didn't go in.
What if it's like a hospital room? That would be so convenient.
That'd be hysterical. It's probably not, though.
Is Kathy going to willingly go into this building?
I mean, I think she's a little, even if she's not saying it, I think she kind of want to make sure Norman's okay and wants to make sure whatever medicine Maud's about to give him decent.
Everyone heads up to Maud's room, which has all the medication and cocaine.
Speaking of cocaine,
I'm so afraid, CB. Yes?
Smash cut.
I was about to say, yeah, like smash cut. Back at the ranch, we see like CB doing a line of cocaine off of what is censored off screen, but very clearly a boob. Cut back to the office.
Maud definitely doesn't carry Norman in. She leaves it up to Kathy.
Okay.
Because
No.
Jesus.
His legs are working. He's fine.
Are you able to stand fully upright and walk to the room?
He's definitely making a very impressive effort to do so.
I'd like to imagine Kathy kind of lets you do that for a minute, but then realize that we're not going to get fucking anywhere.
Just like correct his balance, everyone. He's walking like a child, like a newborn babe.
Yeah, she gets like the like throws the arm over her, starts walking, and she's like, "Oh no, it's fine. I mean, my nose is probably still bleeding, but like it's okay. I got him, Maud. I got him."
Hey, you know what though, Kathy? I did have to do a test on bloodborne pathogens for City Hall earlier this year, so I think we're gonna be good. I think we know how to handle this. We're gonna be fine.
I'm impressed you're still able to form sentences right now.
It's the only thing keeping me going. I have to keep talking, or I'll stop doing everything.
Kathy's gonna carry him.
Get him on the table! Get him on the table!
Like, okay, wait, when you say table, are you talking like
the desk that has the pile of cocaine. The Scarface room. With the big wood desk. Slam him on the table.
Move the cocaine!
Kathy does that.
Maud, like, embodies... We were just talking about House, MD. I feel like with her cane and everything, the spirit comes over her.
Wow.
Yeah. And,
it's lupus.
She starts pulling out Oxycontin and Vicodin and, handing them to Kathy irresponsibly.
Hey, Maud, I just want to say and celebrate for a second. I know that this is your space. So thank you for making space and taking space in here and having me here. I'm a visitor and you're a very dear friend.
Norman, shut the fuck up.
You got it.
That's about all she can do.
Does that mean Norman just passes out since he stops talking?
It may well mean that Norman fucking passes out.
That'd be an image. That would be a beautiful image. Just Norman passed out in the Scarface table.
Well, what are we gonna do about this guy, Kathy? Is he gonna be okay?
Why are you asking? Okay, my nose is fine. Why are you asking me? I don't fucking know. You're the one that has all the medical supplies, Maud.
After a moment, Norman's ringtone goes off as Finn has called Morgan to help Norman.
Get it, Kathy, get it!
Alright, so the phone's ringing. Kathy will get it. Hey, this is Kathy.
Hey, hi, this is Morgan. I heard that I needed to call back. Somebody's hurt. Are you at the hospital now? What's happening?
Oh, no, are you one of, Norman's friends?
I don't think so.
Hurtful.
Oh, I don't think Norman like Norman like Newman?
Yeah, unless there's another one.
Yeah, it's been a while. Where did I meet him? I don't know. The answer is no, actually. I'm not sure, but I mean, if somebody calls, is that they probably need help. Fen said that, like, he needed help. So, what's up?
Okay, well, if you're really not that close to Norman, it's quite possible this was like the equivalent of like a butt dial or something, but Norman's not doing too hot. He's kind of missing a little bit out of his shoulder, so should have asked this up front. Are you a doctor by chance?
Well, I do help some things and people who are hurt sometimes. Do I have the qualifications of a doctor? Officially, like a diploma and everything? No.
Just
no,
need
absolutely
a yes.
not.
Just need a yes or no, sweetheart.
No, but I can help heal people if that's something that might interest you.
Kathy looks over at Maud. What's Maud doing right now?
Trying to stop the bleeding.
Okay. I just wanted to see if it looked like Maud was actually helping or not to direct what I was about to say next. You know, sorry, this is a little awkward. This isn't even my phone, by the way. Hi, I'm Kathy.
Hey.
So I was just picking this up since it was ringing, but since it sounds kind of like even you yourself aren't sure of your qualifications, I think we're good.
Can you just tell me what happened and like what the injuries look like and stuff like that? Because yeah.
Well, it's looking like there is a bite out of Norman's shoulder. We came across these creatures. They kind of looked like deer, but they weren't really deer from how I understood it. I hogtied up one of them, which Kathy realizes that we just kind of left it there and have no clue where it went. So Kathy's going to remember that for later. But yeah, but it looks like Maud's taken care of his shoulder. So unless you have anything else you could possibly add, I think we're good.
Okay, well, if he's like dizzy or has lost blood or like if there's something poisonous about it, just, I guess, give me a call back.
Okay, thanks, bye. Kathy hangs up and goes, that was just a fucking weird conversation.
Maud has slowed the bleeding to a stop. Is Kathy and Maud going to try to stitch him up?
I've been leaving this on Maud. I assume Maud knows what she's doing.
You know Maud knows how to do improv stitches. Not a doubt in my mind. Hey, she's also old, so maybe it's like cross stitch. I mean, she's also trendy, so maybe it's cross stitch. She's twee.
Maud pulls out the knitting needle.
Yeah. Oh my god, gross. She definitely puts on her spectacles and expertly stitches it up, probably better than a doctor could. What can I say?
You've put something in his mouth and like stroked his throat like he's a cat that you're trying to make take a pill.
Oh my god.
You got any peanut butter?
That's how you do it. Sorry we were late to solving the mystery. Norman had the zoomies.
Maud has successfully stitched up Norman, who is stable for the night. I'm not sure if the group is going to leave Norman here. Should we also check up on CB?
CB is doing cocaine.
Oh, it's kind of cute. It's kind of like they're both doing the different things.
You know that one scene in Russian Doll where Greta Lee's character hands the blunt to Natasha Leone's character and is like, it's laced with cocaine, like how the Israelis do it. That is what CB is smoking. Love conquers all.
That's at least 2 people down for the night.
Yeah, CB is up for the night.
Okay. CB is up for the night, but probably not going to hunt with the rest of the group again.
No! CB is going to do some drugs and then probably have an orgy. Do not disturb.
Brag.
Maud's gonna stay in the office overnight because she wants to make sure Norman's okay.
If that's the case, then because this is also Kathy's car, but also I think she'd probably be along the same vein. She'd do the same thing. So if I can take,
you're gonna have a whole day, a whole night to yourself, Kathy. What are you gonna do? Still haven't stepped in that office yet.
Well, hang on, I'm getting there.
I'm so excited.
I'm getting there. So assuming that like Norman's probably still kind of passed out, but is on the mend as Maud's taking care of that. Kathy's gonna go ahead and step outside. She sees that it's dark and she doesn't really want to leave Norman or Maud behind. Maybe a little bit, but mostly no. But she realizes that she has not seen her office, and So far, the other offices haven't been bad. In fact, for Maud, it seemed to almost magically provide exactly what she needed. So, Kathy is going to go ahead and go see her office, I guess.
Kathy finds the door labeled with her name and reaches for the doorknob.
Before Kathy walks in, as she's finally kind of connected the dots about that these offices are basically the best versions or things that we really want in an office. Kathy's a little bit excited. I mean, she's expecting, the full on, like the hammock bed, the, like bean bags for chairs instead. Probably like a little bit of like a disco ball on the ceiling. And then you can like change the lighting features depending on like the mood that you're going for. And it shines over everything. And she's really excited to get like this dream office of hers. So she goes ahead and she steps in. And when she looks inside, first she is taken aback that she sees absolutely no pink, which is already not great for Kathy. So she's really confused why the heck everyone else got what they wanted. And clearly, first impressions, this isn't what she wants. But as she looks a little closer and she kind of sees the setup, she sees the big window in the back with the big green velvet curtains, the big cabinets lining up the walls, some kind of half open with papers almost seeming to spill out of them. The big thick leather office chair in the back that almost already has an imprint. And she sees the big old desk right in front of the chair made out of that sweet mahogany wood. And she realizes that this is an exact replica of her dad's office when they all used to live together in town.
Oh, fuck off.
No.
Aww.
And Kathy is a little bit stunned, kind of after taking it all in. I would say Kathy is just filled with emotions she probably can't name at the moment. And so she quickly does a 180, closes the door, and just kind of sits in front of that closed door and just kind of hurdles up and just kind of thinks for a bit on her own.
Aww.
Great, I'm not all right.
I'm not getting a little misty. Ignore me. We don't have cameras on.
Cut the cameras, dead ass.
No.
No fucking press. I said no fucking press.
Everyone hunkers down for the night, whether it be a peaceful one or not. Kathy, Maud, and Norman are all still in the town hall sleeping, and CB is, well, probably passed out on a beach somewhere, I assume.
You know that one scene from that one episode where the gang and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia goes to the shore?
Yes.
And Charlie and the waitress wake up on the beach, like, what in the god fucking name, and there's sand everywhere?
Yes.
Just another Tuesday for our favorite vampire. Life happens.
Can I make a character choice that will affect the three of us at the offices?
Don't you always?
Alright, so here's what happened.
Oh no.
I think Norman's the first one up, and he's making coffee.
I figured he would be doing something like that.
Is he physically able to get up and do that?
Yeah, he's got one good arm.
So is the other arm just like not moving?
I don't think it's dangling. I was gonna
I
say.
think he's got an extra polo hanging up in his closet that he has sort of arts and crafts into a sling, and he's putting together coffee with his good hand and whistling. He's fine.
Norman, is this in your office? Is the coffee maker in your office?
I think I woke up on Maud's desk.
Right.
And I snuck my way out considerably so as not to wake anybody. I guess Kathy is maybe sleeping on the floor in the hallway.
Yepers.
And steps delicately over them, and into his own office, where there is a coffee machine.
Nice. Is your door open?
Yeah, it's my door's always open.
Cool. Kathy's gonna wake up at, first, I would say the whistling, but then she realizes the smell of coffee, and she kind of, what's the word I'm looking? Like slow, very groggy still. I'm gonna assume this is kind of early morning. I get the sense Norman's a morning person.
Tragically, he has been diagnosed with morning person.
Yep, there it is.
Sorry, and you want a romance who again?
I think they complete each other.
Wow.
It's like brownies a la mode, you know?
How many times have you done improv this year, Theo?
A lot. I've done a lot. Of improv.
He believes in the yes and that hard.
Mm-hmm.
Kathy's gonna kind of shuffle in seeing the door open and the fact that she's talked with Norman prior, she's kind of assuming this is an open invitation. She's not going to say anything. She's just going to kind of go and try to... In her mind, she'd like to get some coffee and head out. But I get the feeling that's not going to happen.
Hey, good morning, kiddo. How you feeling?
There it is. I should be asking how you're feeling. How's your shoulder?
Yeah, well, I asked first.
Damn it.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, I'm in, excruciating seems like a pretty heavy word, but it's considerable pain. But just in the one shoulder, that's why God gave me two shoulders.
Well, I guess that's one way to look at it.
Are you and he has like a small collection of like very nondescript mugs, and he's kind of gesturing them, and he's like, do you partake?
I do partake.
I've got I was just about to put some on. I've got I've got some going right now, but I can make a second pot. I've got hazelnut and like a regular dark roast. What's your fancy?
Ooh, I was about to do a thing about Kathy wanting something flavored, assuming you wouldn't have it. I misjudged you, Norman. Gina apologizes.
Oh, it's like a hazelnut brew. I don't have syrups. he doesn't have syrups.
Kathy will take it. Kathy will say, I guess I'll do the hazelnut, but I'll be real. I'm not one to drink coffee at, what is it? Is it 5 a.m. right now?
Is it 5 a.m. right now? Let me... Yeah, it is, I thought it was a little later. I didn't mean to wake you up. Feeling really rejuvenated. I don't know what Maud did last night, but I'm feeling great, honestly. So the best I have in a while, despite the, again, excruciating pain.
Well, that's good. I personally don't want to know what Maud did to you last night, but...
Kind of thinking I should buy a boat.
Kathy's just like, okay, well, in that case, I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah, hey, that was, here, let me pour you let me pour you a cup of coffee. That was some pretty scary stuff we encountered last night. How is that sitting with you?
I mean, I thought they just kind of looked like space deer, which in some instances I could kind of see cute. I could see that as like a sticker on my notebook or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But,
yeah, Redbubble. Yeah, I'm hip. I know.
Exactly. I don't think they're sponsoring us though. But
no, so we'll have to put something else there. Go on.
And I mean, like, I'm just glad the unicorns are doing okay. I'm assuming they're doing okay. We kind of left in a rush. I would say CB's taking care of it, but CB's not taking care of it.
Yeah, hey, kind of a bummer not to see them at my possible bedside last night. I really would have liked to have the whole team together. Has anybody heard from them?
I'm going to assume CB has not reached out to anyone, assuming how the night went.
We just, smash cut to them, sitting up on the beach and, brushing sand out of their hair. They, pull a piece of seaweed out of their mouth and, flick it away.
Oh God. Are there bloodstains everywhere?
Yep.
And then, let's see, I have sugar and the pink ones. I think the on-brand is Sweet and Low, but I bought this at the market in town, so it's, something else, so I don't... It's delicious and low down, or so I don't know. The name.
The one with the Pink Panther on it. I see you've got an acquired taste.
Yeah, it's the pink. Which do you prefer?
Kathy will take the regular sugar.
Regular sugar, you got it. That's what I take too. But I never know when Maud's gonna visit, and she's got that blood sugar thing. So you know that. You would know that though.
Kathy, I will say that was a genuine giggle from Kathy, and she just kind of lets that happen.
How early did you say it is?
I threw out 5 in the
5:15.
morning.
Oh
but
my God.
Do what you want.
Yeah, no, Maud sleeps
too
until
fucking early.
almost noon.
Kathy goes, hang on a second. She walks out. She knows Norman's mentioning Maud and kind of, Kathy wants to see Maud's okay. So Kathy goes in, opens the door. Did you have a bed in your room, Maud? Or are you just sleeping in the chair? Are you on the table?
Oh no, she's on the chair.
Maud, you good?
She's snoring like a truck. You definitely know she's alive.
Yep, she's good. Kathy goes back.
She doing all right there?
Oh yeah, she's not gonna wake up for a couple of hours.
No, and rightfully so. You guys were working very hard last night. Thank you for picking up the extra weight there, as I was, a little out of commission.
Kathy's gonna pivot. So, but still, one of those things is still out there, isn't it?
Yeah, and I was just doing a little brainstorming with myself. May I speak frankly? Do you mind if I share some inside thoughts?
As long as you don't force me to?
No, you can tell me anything. You don't have to tell me anything, right? That's always been my policy.
Kathy rolls her eyes.
I was pretty troubled by CB old yellering, that other non-deer, I guess we should call it.
I mean, I stopped questioning CB's decisions a long time ago. If I've learned anything about CB, they're always in for the theatrics, so...
That's true. That's true. Yeah, that's really true.
They'll take any opportunity to grab the spotlight, even if it is in a life or death situation.
Okay, I'm sensing some unresolved conflict there, but we will put that in the parking lot and come back to it. I would love to not have to do that again. I think... Listen, Kathy, you've been in Reddington for a while now, right?
As long as I can remember, yeah.
Right, this is a special town, you know? People live here who are not like other people, who are a little different, who sometimes consume flesh to survive. And that's okay. That's part of the, beautiful part of our town. And I would just really... It feels counterintuitive for us to say, no, that's too weird. That can't live here. Why? Because it scared some unicorns into killing Farmer Jeff, God rest his soul? I would really like to talk this out if it's possible. You know, I would really like for everyone to have a place here.
Well, you're going to lose me on the unicorn argument, I'll tell you that right there. But it sounds like to me that this is a conversation you really shouldn't be having with me.
Okay, do you want to expand on that?
Well, I mean, you keep bringing up CB, so I assume this is something you would want to...
Not more than, our other team members, though. The regular amount. I would say. By my metric, I would say the regular amount.
Kathy throws her hands in the air. Just talk to CB whenever we run into them. I'm sure they'll pop up when they're ready to appear.
Okay. I think that's good advice. Thank you, Kathy. I needed that.
Is that my cue or something? Because I'm not gonna be getting to this situation at 5 a.m.
Oh no, that's fair. That's fair. I had a follow up, so I'll take it.
You know, you seem still pretty sleepy. I actually have some infrastructure stuff to work on. I think I'm going to bust out some of that with my one good hand on the laptop. Here is your coffee. Feel free to go back to sleep if you like. I'll make sure that we don't miss the best part of the day, all right?
Weird that you gave me coffee and told me to go back to sleep, but all right. Okay.
I said you can go back to sleep. You can. Hey, you're a growing young person, all right? I trust you make your own decisions.
Kathy rolls her eyes again, and she takes the mug, and she goes ahead and walks out of Norman's office.
That felt very fruitful for Norman. Norman's feeling very good about that conversation.
Is Norman just popping Percocet, or...
We've all been there, brother.
I don't think Norman is popping Percocets. I think mostly he is, like that, tragically.
Norman, 5 a.m. is too early. I didn't even get up that early to record this.
That's to where I was yes-anding Kathy. I'm not a morning person, so I don't know how early is more. I was gonna be 8, and then I was like, is that rookie numbers?
How early does it go?
How early does it go? What do you mean 5? That's part of the nighttime.
The group sleeps and does their own thing, which, let's be real, should be sleep, but might be marathon running. I don't know. Norman, what does someone do at 5 a.m. while they wait for everybody else to wake up around, noon?
I wrote a grant for a new bridge.
Assuming that Norman is still working on that bridge proposal, which I'm sure is really great and really interesting to discuss. But
it's mostly scenic, but I think it's going to add a lot to the parks.
Cool. Kathy's going to walk in after getting that extra 3 or 4 hours of sleep. She actually did go to sleep after drinking the coffee. She's not going to admit that to Norman, but apparently, off topic, it's a thing that if you drink coffee right before you take a nap, you're supposed to wake up and feel really rejuvenated.
Oh my god, it's all coming together.
I don't know if that's true. What?
I think that's a prerequisite for getting yourself tested for ADHD.
Possibly.
Good thing I'm neurotypical and don't have to worry about that.
I'm going to assume it works, and Kathy comes back in to Norman's room, assuming that door is open.
Hey, kiddo, how you feeling?
Fine. So, I was thinking, one of those creatures is still out there, yeah?
Yeah.
And I get why we came back, to take care of your shoulder, which is important.
Right, thank you.
But no, Kathy's eyes are getting a little bit misty. But I can't stop thinking about Pinky and the other unicorns, and we kind of just left them there.
Okay. And Norman is steepling his fingers and kind of nodding. Okay. I hear that. I do. thank you for coming to me with that concern. Let's address it. We should probably go back to the farm. I think it would be unprudent for us to go back in the same state of preparedness that we originally approached the farm. I think that's, God only gave me 2 shoulders, not looking to lose this one, right? Let's regroup as a team, okay, as a work family, and discuss some improvements that we can make before we go and check on the unicorns, including Pinky. For example, I did not know that any of us owned guns. That's...
Right as you say this, as if on cue, CB pokes their head through the door and says, "Have either of you freaks seen my backup lighter?"
Hey, CB, how you doing, buddy?
That's not relevant information. Have you seen it? I think I left it in one of the offices.
Okay, well, for candles, I hope, because I'm not supposed to smoke in here, or within 100 feet of the entrance. What does it look like?
Well, it's a lighter. So a little rectangle. And then there's a thing on the top that makes fire come out. Aren't you supposed to be a wilderness survival person?
Oh, no, I was a lifeguard. That's not the same.
Clearly.
I
Small
don't
child,
have that.
have you seen it?
Kathy's not going to address that, and she's going to kind of go slip away to go see if Maud's up to go bring her into the plan, and she's going to let Norman and CB figure their shit out.
The moment Kathy leaves the room, CB also attempts to leave the room because they don't want to be alone in the same room as Norman.
Hey, CB, could I grab a sidebar with you real quick?
Oh, I'd really prefer that you didn't.
Okay, I hear that. I would like to restate my request with heightened urgency, because I think
Request
maybe I was
denied.
downplaying it.
Have you seen my lighter? You haven't?
Okay.
That's awful.
Again, I haven't seen your lighter. I have seen... I've seen a lot in the last 24 hours that I didn't think I was going to when we were supposed to be...
Yes, you just have that glow about you. Anyway.
This is good.
No, it's not. Where's Maud? She's probably stolen it. Where the fuck
She's
is
in her
Maud?
office. Hey, maybe third time's
Are
the
you
charm.
having a
Really...
stroke?
No, I am on a considerable number of painkillers that I would like to think are over the counter. Suspecting not, though.
What are you, a cop?
No, God, no. God, why would you say something hurtful like that? I'm sorry. That was a really strong reaction. That you hit a nerve there a little bit.
Maud!
Maud hobbles out of her room, probably just as Kathy's coming.
Hey, good morning, Maud. How you feeling?
Did you take my lighter? The backup one.
Yes? Yeah, I'm looking for coffee.
How are you going to make coffee with a lighter?
Oh, I've got coffee. I've got hazelnut and dark roast. What do you prefer?
Thank God, anything you have, strongest thing you have, your lighter, shit. And she starts going through her pockets, and she finds it, and she throws it at CB.
Hey, now that that's been solved,
Then I can leave. Goodbye, all. It's been horrible, and it's only just the morning.
well, it's almost the afternoon. I call that morning part 2, it feels like 2 different mornings. Could I bend your ear for just a second, buddy? My friend, my dear friend CB, could I just talk to you
You're
for a
testing
second?
my patience, and there's less and less of it as it folds.
I know, and I know we started from a dwindling supply of that, and so thank you for sparing some of that on me.
I wouldn't say sparing, more like you broke in, cased the place, and then left with most of it.
See, how am I supposed to respond when you say things like that? I don't
You
know
let
what
me
you want from me
leave.
there.
That's what you can do to respond.
I could. Hey, on the topic of leaving, and I admittedly didn't have a lot of blood in me last night, so it could have been a little hazy. Accidentally called Fen when I meant to call Morgan. Was in a point of crisis there for a little bit, emotionally, physically, and I think it would have been really bolstering for me to see all of my team members present and looking after my welfare and our welfare as a unit, and I didn't, and you were missed, and you left a CB-shaped hole in the camaraderie, and
First of all, I've left a CB-shaped hole in a lot of things. Second of all, let me make this exponentially clear.
Okay,
Based
I'm
on
listening.
previous revealed factors from the other night, that I hope to anything that you personally believe in, you are not too infernally stupid to pick up on. You were bleeding. Quite a lot. And while I don't frown on murder, smile upon it, beam even, I have a feeling that there would have been negative consequences if I had drained every last fluid from your body and left you a little pile of scrambled eggs on the porch. So I wasn't there, and personally, you should be thinking, can I go?
Every last fluid. That's an interesting turn of phrase there.
That's what you picked up on?
I picked up on a lot there. You know what? That's a great segue. Because
Kathy has
listen.
sat in Norman's chair wishing she had popcorn right now. This is great.
Listen. Okay. Listen. Here, we're buds, right? We're friends. We're coworkers.
We're not.
We are coworkers, and technically on a seniority basis, I'm your boss. I don't like to bring that up, but we're coworkers. And I've been in government for a little bit. I know this is kind of new for you, and I'm coming to understand that you have some different dietary needs. Correct? Yes? Can I get a verbal yes on that?
Sorry, I want to clarify that you're picking up on the correct thing because you are, as previously stated, in my opinion, about containing the amount of intelligence as a box of fucking chalk. You're not calling me a vegan, right?
No, pretty much in the, direct opposite direction, I would say.
Fantastic, then you understand the deep risk that this situation of you continuing to piss me off provides.
Okay, and see, now we're going back into that hurtful language, and I think that's because I touched on a spot of vulnerability.
Let's stay there!
And it's really important to me, okay, for me, if for nobody else, to make sure that you feel set up for success in this office, okay? And as one of the only non-binary people here, okay? I didn't want to bring that up, but it's true. And I want to make sure that you are feeling free to be your most authentic self here, including...
If I felt free to be my most authentic self, you would be fucking dead. And I'm feeling freer by the second. So choose your next words very carefully.
I was just gonna ask if maybe we should get, some, maybe a blood drive going, or, would that be... Is that fruitful for you? Because I have an extra mini fridge, and you can put it in your office. I saw there wasn't one in your office.
I don't need your help. I don't need your assistance. I don't even need your attention. What I need you to do is stop prying into my personal business, take the hint, and let me go. All right?
Okay. This feels fruitful.
Oh, you have a point! Make it!
Timma, do you have popcorn in your office? This shit is great.
Shut up, Kathy, I'm trying to listen.
No,
there were 3 points.
No, say it. Go on. You've got your little audience there, Mr. Shoe. Make your point.
What? Who is Mr. I didn't understand that reference. I did have 3 points I wanted to touch on. I feel like we've really checked in on 2 of them. One, would have loved to see you at my dying bedside last night. Little hurt that you weren't there. Covered that. That's fine. Because you were having some struggles with self-restraint, and I understand that now, so thank you for communicating that to me. 2, do we need to, I just want you to know, my inbox and my literal door is open if we need to make any modifications.
What's point number 3?
To the office to allow you to do your best work. I can get some light-canceling curtains. Would that be good
Newman,
for you?
What is point number 3?
No, please, Mr. Newman was my father, Norman's.
What is it?
Yeah, so there is still another one of those gangly folks that we encountered last night, out and about, and I would really love for it to be in a known location, rather than an unknown location, and I would love for it to get to that known location with most of its vitals intact.
Why?
And, I did this really great bit earlier with Kathy about Reddington being sort of, a town for everybody. I'm not gonna recap it, but it's important to me. And, you're my friend, so I would assume that you would
I'm not.
respect that.
I don't.
So no, sorry, I was talking, I didn't hear what you said. So, we should go get it, because again, we're Parks and Rec, and this is, I think, a wild game issue. So, falls within our jurisdiction.
You say wild game.
Yes.
Where I come from, the number one way that you solve a problem with wild game, would you like to know what it is? You shoot it,
I'm
and
listening.
you cook it, and you eat it, and you have a lovely Thanksgiving dinner.
Okay, and that is a great option to circle back to.
So here's my question. Here's my question.
Okay.
Of the 3 points.
You have 3 points also.
No, I don't have 3 points. I have
Okay.
one that's related to that. And here's
Okay, I'm listening.
Why? Why should I bother to leave this thing alive when clearly it being alive is the reason that I'm still having to do this little hoorah-rah of a government ordinance in the first place. Why would my life not be very, very easier if it was just dead? Make it worth my while. I will give you that opportunity, since you seem to be enraptured by any. Well,
Okay. Well, I'm letting it process. Give me a second, please. Okay. I guess my big hang-up with killing this thing, this citizen, I'll call it what it is, citizen of Reddington, lives here, clearly, is I don't think it's done anything wrong.
you saw the unicorns too, right?
I did, but
Kathy,
it
you
was
saw
hungry.
the unicorns too, right?
It was hungry. Being hungry is
Don't
not a
rope me into
crime.
this. I'm just an observer right now. This shit's great.
I mean, and I did it. You know what? I didn't want to say this, and please keep me in check if this is a microaggression. I thought you would understand that better than anybody.
Oh.
It's not a crime to eat, and I think
It
there
is,
should
I
be a
just
place
don't
for it.
care. And this thing clearly does not care. So.
I had a moment. With
You
one of
had a
those-
hemorrhage!
Before the hemorrhage, I did have a hemorrhage. When I said I had my golf club in my hands, and I said I don't want to have to use this on you, so I would really like for you to put me down, so I don't have to resort to violence. And you know what? It let go. Okay, that's critical
to
thinking.
hemorrhage you.
That's communication. Yes, but it
What
didn't
do you
have
think
to do
is
that.
going to happen when you go at this thing again with a non-violent stance? Do you think you're going to be able to therapize a wild beast that's like Jonah going into the lion's den and saying, "Hello, have any of you fine fellows heard of BetterHelp?"
Okay, first of all, BetterHelp does not pay their therapists as well as you would expect, so I don't, and we're not sponsored by them, so I can say that. All I'm saying is, you did ask me to help you set up your computer the other day with a please, and I'm starting to think anything's possible.
You'd be wrong. Why are we not killing this thing? And I turn to Kathy and I say, "You are welcome to chime in at any time, by the way, Girl Scout."
Oh, I know. Also, it's Daniel.
What?
What's Daniel?
Never mind.
What?
Whatever.
Who's Daniel?
You're going to get gored again. And as funny as that would be, to me personally, to watch, it's going to just revolve in this endless loop, like a time loop, but nobody has sex. So, what's your plan?
Norman, I hate to say this. I really fucking hate to say this, but
Oh, this ought to be good.
you saw what happened to you. Would you like that to happen to anyone else? I think CB might have a point.
Can I get
then
that on tape?
She gags a little.
I'd love to get that on tape.
No, I wouldn't want that to happen to anyone else.
Then maybe we ought to think about alternative methods.
Okay.
I'm proficient in many of them. I've got the handgun, I can do a crossbow, we could be here all day, or we could just take me to, the nearest outdoors world and we'll be home by dinner.
Okay. First of all, seeing some really good communication here, seeing a lot of agreement, want to see and celebrate that, so cheers team. It's really starting to come together. Yeah, alright, I guess let's go get it. If that's what the people want, that's what the people will get.
See, young Kathy, what you need to take away from this lesson, and I hope you do, is that most of the time, violence is the answer.
Well, I would say violence is the question, and the answer is potentially.
I mean, you know me, CB. I hate agreeing with you, but so I won't say that out loud.
All right, team. Let's
So, do we have an armory, or a weapon stash, or, where are we doing this? We need bait. Norman!
Yeah, what's up?
You've done many an odd job, held many a position. How would you like a
I've done the
very
lifeguarding thing.
special one? Yes,
Sensing
and my two favorite words. All right, everyone, Norman's bait.
Thank you for listening to Once Upon a Monster of the Week. Reddington's monsters are controlled by Meg Griffin. Episodes are edited by Alex Lavelle and produced by Algie Todd. A special thanks to Red Griffin for our character art, and to Michael Sands and Evil Hat for the Monster of the Week gaming system used in this podcast. We will be back in 2 weeks to check in on our Historical Preservation Society. Hopefully they didn't kidnap anyone while we weren't looking. Until then, you can visit welcometoreddington.com to find links to our Patreon, cast and character bios, and our Reddington tourism shop. We know money is tight, so if you're enjoying the show, we would appreciate it if you could just leave us a rating or review wherever you listen to podcasts. We are also up for the Audioverse nominations, so if you could go vote for us there too, that would be amazing. Once Upon a Monster of the Week is part of Haunted Griffin Entertainment. Please check out our website for more of our shows. Today's episode starred
Newt Shuttlecotty as CB Scottsdale.
Gina Morvek as Kathy Pines.
Katina Reeves as Maud.
Theo Wampuzik playing Norman Newman.
and today's guests included
Algie Todd as Fen Green.
Cam Clark as Morgan Lapointe Evans.